Good afternoon, I'm Jeff. I'm a Sewer Tech Northwest. Today we're at property address 14907 Southeast Kronberg Avenue here in Portland. We're located at the rear of the home. We have a 3-inch cast iron cleanout as our point of access. It does have a black plastic cap on top. It's just right next to the crawl space entrance. This will be our point of access. I'm going to insert the camera and check the overall condition and serviceability of the sanitary sewer line. We currently have water running. Here we go. It just transitioned there. Yeah, the pipe itself may actually be 4 inches. This is flushly transitioning here. It looks like 4-inch concrete pipe. And this is a different type of, it's not standard aggregate concrete. This is what's called transite concrete or asbestos concrete. Instead of having aggregate rocks in the mix with the mortar, it has asbestos fibers. And because of that reason, it holds up very, very nicely generally. You can see how smooth that pipe is on the inside there. Standard concrete you'd be seeing rock showing through at this point. So that's the one advantage to transite, is it does hold up for a very long time. And just transition there, it looks like to standard concrete, and here at 82 feet, it looks like we have the terminus for the line. I'm going to do locates here in just a second. I can verify where the camera head ended up at. And it looks like I just got lucky the first time around. I'm not able to pop up over that joint, but I'm just like only about a foot or less from looks like the main lateral. Okay, went ahead and located the camera head, and I forgot to look at the street name when I was out there, but the line is going out to the side street, the one directly to the right of the home if you're looking at the face of the house from the street. I'll try and get that before I go here, but anyway, it comes out from if you're looking at the face of the home from the street, standing on Kronberg Avenue, the line exits out the rear of the home, hangs a right, parallels the back of the house, and heads out to the side street. There is another paint marking out there right in this general vicinity here. You can see that the joint here has settled, and it looks like it's started to separate and is causing some standing water. The camera's having kind of a hard time getting over the top of that joint there. So I would recommend to repair at this particular spot. Fix the joint, get that leveled out there. It's kind of hard to tell if pipe is damaged here as well, or if it's just pulled apart with the standing water kind of in the way. Anyway, it's settled quite a bit there, and everything has to kind of float uphill, as you can see, to get into the main lateral there. So I'd recommend correcting that. I marked with a white X out in the street. There was another white marking out there as well, indicating 15 feet deep. I don't know if that's a city marking. Generally, they don't use white paint, but it's right smack dab where I located my camera head here. I'm getting a depth closer to 9 feet deep. There are some overhead power lines and stuff that are fairly low that can throw off the locator signal. So anyway, I would recommend having locates performed by the city just to double check, because that's a pretty big variance in depth that we're getting. So I definitely think that's worth doing. I'm going to go ahead and keep reeling back here. The line's all drained out at this point. You can see the difference here between transite and regular concrete, just how rough that concrete looks compared to the transite right here, which is nice and smooth. Oh, and it's also worth checking with the city in this situation, because that is out in the road. That's entirely possible it's the city's responsibility. So I would definitely contact them, as it may be theirs and not that of the homeowners. I'm just about to reel the camera out of the line. Apart from that separated and settled joint there at 82 feet, right, it's where the line connects to the main lateral. The rest of the line is in great shape. We've got good flow, and based on the amount of debris that's in the line, which is almost none, the line is functioning. Stuff is able to clear over that joint. It's just a spot where things it could get worse, as well as cause debris to hang up there at some point. So I would recommend getting that corrected. But the line is currently functioning at this time, and especially out just to about a foot prior is functioning properly. It's a good looking sewer line almost all the way out. So I'm going to go ahead and reel the camera out. I do recommend a rescope. Just a second here. I'm trying to look at this joint. It was harder to see with water flowing through the line. Looks like we do have a small root intrusion right here where the cast iron transitions over to concrete pipe. Obviously those roots aren't affecting the flow, but they certainly can given time to grow. I don't see any plants in this vicinity here, so there's a decent chance whatever it is probably dead and it's just the root system that's staying alive. You can see how some of them are kind of coming through down here lower too in that joint. So not affecting the flow. Line's still functioning nicely, but I would recommend getting that corrected. I'll get that marked in the backyard here. It'll be under grass. I'll mark that with a white X. Alrighty, and I marked this here again. It's in the backyard under the grass, just a few feet out from the clean out, and I'm picking the camera head up there at about 1 foot 10 inches to 2 feet deep. So very shallow and easy to get to. Most likely all it's going to require is a new fern coat be put around these two pieces of pipe. Pretty simple repair. But again, we do have good flow all the way out to the street, and just shy of the main lateral there's essentially perfect flow until you hit that kind of settled and separated joint there as it connects to the main. We have a root intrusion there that obviously is not affecting the flow at this time, but roots and their nature is they often will grow and get larger with time and could block the sewer line if it's given the chance to get larger. So I'd recommend getting that fixed. The line is functioning at this time. There's the marking there in the grass.